Jamaica can tame the crime monster, and so says the former Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mark Shields, as he addressed the 14th annual Caribbean International Network's lecture series in New York last Wednesday. Mr. Shields states that where states of emergency have been enacted, there have been considerable reductions in the island's murder rate, but he feels that this needs to be supported by outreach programs.
When we get past the 11,000, and when we say, oh, well, only X amount of guns have been recovered, we have to look at the work of the Social Intervention Committee. We have to look at how many miles of zinc fence have disappeared, how many people are being trained, how many people are now paying GPS light bills, how many babies
and I think
have
you
now
should look
got...
at that, and you
that's not a lot.
You might find the
not
numbers aren't impressive.
Yes.
He also cites the absence of key things in the arrest process, which has hindered effective policing in the country.
Across the world, it is normal that when a person is arrested for a crime and charged with a crime, their fingerprints are taken, their photograph is taken, and their DNA swab is taken. That is not happening in Jamaica in 2018.
Agreed.
We need a superintendent's authority to take fingerprints or a court's authority, which is not happening.
Why?
Because
I've never heard in my years of practice a court turn down an application for a fingerprint.
But it shouldn't be, Ronnie, that they have to go and get an application. It should be, as everywhere else, a matter of course that once a person is charged, the officer in the case takes the fingerprints, takes the photograph, which is not being done, and the DNA sample,
so whether you're charged or not.
Be that as it may, Mr. Shields charges that the force must be properly resourced.
I have seen the dilapidated police stations, the vehicles that are driven around in. Sometimes we can blame the police and say they don't look after their equipment properly. But I don't think we should be in a position where police stations are infested with cockroaches and rats, where you walk in and the furniture is in a complete state of disrepair. What's the mindset for the police officer? And that's the point I was making. You know, we complain about their attitudes sometimes. We complain that they're corrupt.
Right.
But when you look at the package that they have and the way that they are treated, are we really surprised?
The Irish case is instructive.
I think transformation is the only way forward. I think in order that we can really secure the trust and confidence within the police service, we will need to go through a transition similar to that in Northern Ireland. And I gave that example from the Royal Ulster Constabulary, which was a hated organisation in the 70s, 80s and 90s, and then the transition into the Northern Ireland Police Service, or the Police Service of Northern Ireland, which stats show people really respect the force. They're answered, they have trust and confidence in them. I believe that that transition is possible here.
He was speaking on JNN and Power 106 FM's Power Talk Live on Tuesday. Marion Myrie, Frontline News.